so much, Brandi, for hanging out tonight. I'm so glad you could do this.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. I'm not going to lie. I may or may not have been watching your videos for 6+ years at this point.
I love that. I love that.
When you did that diffusing routine where you have to like bend over on the bed for the perfect curls, your dedication was amazing.
Listen, my back, that was dedication. That was dedication. My back felt that for weeks.
Did it really?
It did. Listen, that was no joke.
Well, hey, I appreciate the dedication. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Because maybe not everybody's been watching your videos for 6+ years.
Well, I love that you are an OG follower. That's amazing. There's not a whole lot of people out there these days that I feel like YouTube is not as popular now as it used to be. Like YouTube was the place, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like there's so many different platforms now. So I love when I have people that have followed me for that long. I think I got, if I'm my timing is correct, I think I got started on YouTube like around 2014, which is nuts. It's been like 10 years.
10 years.
Please don't go look at those videos because they are so cringy.
Oh, did you know that YouTube now allows you to filter for the oldest video?
Really?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's frightening.
It makes me question my life choices leaving some of the videos on my channel that are on my channel. Yeah.
You know, I have to say, I deleted quite a few of like my first videos. And this was like years ago because I went back and I was like, whoa, these are way too cringy. And I deleted them. But now I'm mad that I deleted them, you know?
Right.
Because listen, we all start somewhere.
Yeah.
We all have to start somewhere. And it shows so much growth when we're able to go back and look at those old videos. But yeah, so it's been literally 10 years that I have been on YouTube, that I've been on social media. And the funny thing is, when I first started, I had no intention of becoming a curly hair influencer. If you look back at my old videos, my first videos, my hair was straight in the majority of them. That was when I was in my, I felt like I wasn't beautiful unless my hair was straight like everybody else's.
Yeah.
The curly hair community wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
And so I remember the first video that I posted with my hair curly. I was so nervous. And when I posted it, every single comment had nothing to do with the makeup that I was doing. Every single one wanted to know my curly hair routine.
Oh, that's the best. Oh, that makes me happy.
It's so funny. And then that's how I ended up getting into curly hair content.
You have some of the best curls. Tell us a little bit about your hair history and all that fun stuff.
Oh my goodness. So growing up, I was a teenager in the 90s. Not many people, like 80s, everyone was perming their hair. The curly hair was in. Everyone wanted curly hair. Come the 90s, it was like the supermodel, sleek, straight. No one had curly hair. And that's when I was just like coming into my hair. And I literally was like, what is wrong with me? I felt like the outcast. I felt like I was so different. I wanted, of course, to fit in, but it took me a long time to realize like God gave me this to stand out,
Mm-hmm.
And so it was definitely a journey of trial and error with my hair, a journey of hating and loving my curls, a journey of straightening them, doing all of the Japanese straightening processes and all of that, to finally like not fighting it anymore. And it was probably, I'm 44. So it was probably when I was like 35-ish, 36.
Oh, wow.
Really, when I started on YouTube, that's what really helped me embrace my curls. When I realized that everyone wanted to know about my hair, I was like, why am I the only one that doesn't love my hair? And so it sent me on this journey of learning to love what God gave me and learning how to style it and embrace it. I mean, I've always worn my hair curly to a certain extent, but I just always felt like I fit in more when my hair was straight, you know?
Right.
And now I'm like, thank goodness I don't have hair like everybody else, you know? I love that my hair is different.
Oh, it makes me so happy. Well, it looks like we have some questions in the comments, and y'all are amazing. I always so appreciate it when you guys put that great big red emoji question mark. Makes it easy for me not to miss that there's a question there. So I really appreciate that, Patty. Thank you. How do you keep all your hair products, tools, accessory, etc., organized? Mine are everywhere. I feel that in my bones. Brandi, what do you do?
Oh man, I totally feel that so much. I finally, it was a couple of years ago, I was like, what am I supposed to do with all of these products? Especially, you know, Courtney, as an influencer, you have so many hair products and you don't want to get rid of them. You know, you never know
Yeah.
what you're going to be using on what day.
Mhm.
And so I went to the Dollar Tree and I bought these little white bins and they
Yes.
all had like little labels on it. And I literally put a label on each one. So one is hair gel, one is hair creams, one is mousse. All of those products in different bins. So now I'm like, okay, I need a cream, I need a leave-in, I need a gel, and I can kind of look and see what I've got going on.
I agree with you. It's kind of, you and I are in a different situation because we do take the time to wash our hair for the internet. So we have one or two extra products that maybe not the normal everyday curly hair person is going to have. Maybe not. Maybe we're all in the same boat. I bought these not giant. I bought these clear, they're supposed to be for your fridge organizers off of Amazon. You know, those really satisfying fridge restock videos.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I got those for my hair care products. And in each one of those is a different brand. So I love doing one brand wash days a lot. And I organized all of the brands into those bins. Instead of doing shampoo, conditioner, leave-in, gel, I did just Curlsmith, Luss, Not Your Mother's. That's how I did that. And it's taken over my entire linen closet, all of it.
That feels like so put together. Like I wish I had that level of organization.
It's spilling over into my closet now. Now I have those drawers on my top shelf in my closet of different brands. I have my little ladder and I'll like go grab my ladder and pull a box down and it's
I love it. But you know what? There's always a method to our madness. You know what I mean?
There is. What do you do with hair dryers and diffusers? Because those are kind of big and bulky and hard to store.
They are big. I have one big drawer in my bathroom that's like, it's really deep. So I try to fit all of my tools in there. But to be honest, I got to a point where it was overwhelming. And so I like got rid of almost every dryer. I think I have two left. I gave them to my daughters. I mean, I was just like giving blow dryers away because I didn't have space for it.
You get a blow dryer. You get a blow dryer.
I felt like Oprah. Yes.
I'm the same. I have one of those deep drawers in my bathroom and I took everything out of it and I'm obnoxious. I think there's 3 dryers in there at the moment. Really, I find myself only ever reaching for one dryer at this point. So I don't know why I'm keeping 3, but it's that what if I need it feeling.
Exactly. Now, I will say I did just accumulate one extra dryer because when I went to Europe, I knew that I needed a dryer that would work with their outlets. And so I did a lot of research and I found one that worked. So I do have an extra blow dryer that I probably won't need that often, but it's just like the universal one. It's not as strong though.
That makes sense, I think.
It's not the Dyson
voltage. Yeah. Karen asks, sometimes after I've diffused, the last inch or so of my hair is frizzy. What am I doing right? Wait, what am I not doing right? And how do I correct it?
The last inch, do you mean like the bottom of your hair? Like the last inch of like your ends?
That's what I understood her to mean with that question.
Okay. To me, the very first thing I would think is that's probably drying the quickest. And so it's getting a lot more heat. So by the time you're done diffusing, that part might be a little, you know, overheated. So
Right.
it might get a little more frizz. I would suggest hover diffusing, trying to dry the roots first because that takes the longest, and then work your way. Once everything is semi-dry, then go in from the bottom, and hopefully that'll alleviate some of that frizz.
You don't think Karen needs to start doing Spicia's diffusing routine on the bed, bending over?
Listen, if she's got a back brace that she can put on while she does it, or listen, if you're 20, 25, maybe you can handle it. I could only handle it that one time.
I don't need to be laughing because like it's good. I actually diffuse forward a lot. I'm just not on the bed. So and people laugh at my routine all the time on the internet because I wash and style my hair upside down. I'm volume challenged. So like I'm right there. I'm upside down. I don't need to be giggling.
And you know what? I'm actually right there with you. Even though I don't do it on the bed, I actually do style my hair upside down. I diffuse upside down. I always joke and I'm like, I always wonder why my back hurts. Well, that's why. When you're standing upside down for, 30, 40 minutes, what do you expect?
Stretching. You're getting your stretching in.
Exactly.
I am having like 12 different thoughts about this particular issue. So if the ends of your hair are getting frizzy, what are you not doing right? How do you correct that? Absolutely hover diffusing. Number one, best tip. I totally agree. Also, if you are plopping your hair with a towel, take that towel and get the damp section of that towel, scoop your curls with the damp section while you hover diffuse. It's going to prevent the ends from drying while you dry the mid-lengths and the roots of your hair. Secondly, if even after all of that, you're noticing that the ends are starting to floof on you as you're diffusing, wet your hands in the sink, get a tiny little dollop of gel, emulsify, smooth out, whatever you want to call it. I've gotten corrected for saying it's emulsifying because it's technically not. You're right, it's not, but smooth it out, wet hands, gel, just glaze that over the ends, maybe barely scrunch a little bit extra gel and water in those ends, finish off diffusing, maybe invest in a curly hair friendly hairspray, spray those ends. You can add some more hold to those ends. But what this is really making me think is that perhaps it is time to trim because those ends are higher porosity than the rest of your hair and they're drying quicker. It may just be time for a really solid inch trim. And I hate to say it because we all want to grow our hair out. That's everybody's goal, right? No, maybe not, but it's mine.
No, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. It could
There's
definitely
a bunch of layers to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Martha asks, I've been having trouble recently with excess dandruff, itchy scalp, and more hair loss than usual. I'm assuming it's from hormones from a recent pregnancy. Suggestion for products that might help.
Gosh, this is a loaded question because you've got the hormones for pregnancy going on and you don't know if, the itchy dandruff, it might have to do with the hormones or is it another issue? It's hard to kind of navigate what that could possibly be.
Right.
I would definitely say like COURTNEYLF has a really amazing scalp system that could be a good option. And obviously if you use like a specific scalp system that can help kind of hydrate the scalp, really cleanse the scalp really good, and you're still having issues, then it might be more so your hormones and you just kind of have to let that play out, But yeah, that would be my suggestion is trying to do some sort of scalp treatment, some sort of scalp system that could help alleviate some of that.
I really love Curlsmith's scalp system because the shampoo is their detox shampoo. It's one of the best scalp scrubs I have tried that is curly hair friendly.
Yes.
And then their like post-wash conditioner is really powerful, like peppermint, and it's got really good slip, but it doesn't weigh the hair down and it really soothes. It's really good. I totally agree with you on that. Have you ever tried Nutrafol supplements?
Me?
Yes.
I have not, but I've heard really, really good things.
Same. I've heard really good things. And I just saw that Nutrafol has a specific postpartum one.
Oh.
So that sounds really interesting in this situation. If she was recently pregnant and now it's postpartum, Nutrafol has that hair growth supplement. Never tried it. This is not an endorsement. I just saw it and thought it was interesting. Dry, itchy scalp, dandruff, hair loss could be due in part to hormones, being postpartum. Also, it's the fall. Your hair sheds more in the fall. So yay, bonus. You doubled up on hair loss reasons. So sorry, Martha. Don't panic. Don't stress about the hair loss. Just let it be. And it will. It will. My personal favorite, current favorite for dandruff, itchy, irritated, unbalanced scalp is that Shea Moisture Anti-Dandruff Shampoo. It's got 3% salicylic acid in it. And I'm an oily, greasy gal, and that can actually be a cause of dandruff. And I have been having really good success with that product, but it is really strong. It will make your hair feel like straw. Like it's potent. Careful, people. It's potent. Yeah. Really deep condition after that one. But those are my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There is a brand that I use. I get it off of Amazon. It is so good. I cannot think of the name of it now because it's not like a super, well-known brand that you hear in the curly community. But it's specifically for dandruff. It's specifically for scalp health. My daughter has wavy hair, very oily scalp, dandruff from that oil, all of that. So she uses their oily scalp line, and then I use the dry scalp because I get the dry, flaky, itchy from my scalp just being so dry. So I use their dry scalp line, and it's so good. I'll have to send you the name of it. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
When you send it to me, I will try my best to remember to put it in a pinned comment in this video because you were teasing us, Brandi.
I know. I'm sorry.
Really
I hate when people do that too, right?
How dare you? Blue Froggy 99. That's a cute. That feels like a radio channel. Is that what that? No, radio channel. Anyway, I love that handle. Recently, I got a heated cap you recommended for deep conditioning. It didn't come with any instructions, so can you please remind me how to use it? Oh, okay. I think I recommended one off of Amazon, and I'm so sorry they didn't give any instructions. This is what I do with my heated cap. I sure hope it works with the one you got off of Amazon because sometimes they change things. And anyway, I put mine in the microwave for 1 minute, and I just take the whole thing and plunk it in there, do 1 minute, then I pull it out and I flip it inverted, wrong side out. Plunk it back in the microwave and do 1 more minute. That's what I do. That seems to heat it up fairly evenly. It's not too scalding hot at that moment. And then I put it on my head.
That's exactly what I do. I always use a little clear, what do you call it? The little clear
plastic shower caps. Yeah.
Shower cap. I put that on over top of my deep conditioned hair and then put the heated cap. And then it's it really traps everything in there and just that moisture just gets in every follicle. I love it.
And if I'm having a bad headache day or close to a migraine or an actual migraine, that cap feels so good. I know we're supposed to ice or something, let's put ice packs on, but no, I want my heated shower cap when my head hurts.
Right?
Jennifer asks, Any suggestions to help fine, high porosity hair regrow? Lost due to stress, and appreciate any help.
Well, Nutrafol might be a good choice. We don't know. I've never used it.
I'm getting all the Facebook ads for it right now, and I'm like,
somebody's using it.
Yep.
I personally, I use a liquid collagen that has made a huge difference in the density of my hair and just hair growth in general. I've been using it for about 2 years now. I absolutely love it. And then so liquid collagen, I feel like is definitely so good. And then I used the eye restore. I had massive hair loss about 6 years ago.
I was going to ask you about that.
Girl, it was bad. It was really, really bad. And I ended up getting the diagnosis of polycystic ovarian syndrome. I don't have it anymore, thank the Lord. I was able to figure out how to regulate it and all that good stuff. But I literally lost 50% of my hair. I mean, I felt like I was going bald. And so I started using the eye restore. It's the LED laser hair device.
That cap thing that you put on and you look like space alien.
It looks crazy. It looks crazy, but it works. It absolutely works. And I used that thing religiously for like 5 straight years. And now my husband uses it. My mom has one because she has thyroid disorder. So she's always trying to combat hair loss. But since I started taking the collagen, like my hair was at a good place with the eye restore. But when I started taking the collagen, I saw extensive improvements. So I was able to stop using the eye restore device. But that, if you're going through like really, really bad hair loss, it's pricey, but it's, it's a one and done type of thing. And you can use it for years and years.
I 1000% agree with those recommendations. Now, the eye restore is pricey. And sometimes there's not any money in the budget for a collagen supplement. Yeah. If that's the case, I say do those things if they're in the budget, 100%. Also, I personally found my hair to regrow the fastest when I was training for a half marathon. There was something about the running. I would get so sweaty. I would come home with a beet red face. I swear the blood flow was a big factor for me. My nails grew. Look at these crusty little short things. I'm not running right now. Like when I would run, my hair would grow like crazy. My nails would grow like crazy. And I think it was a blood flow issue. Also, when I was doing that, I was being very intentional with my nutrition. I was eating adequate amounts of protein. If I was not consuming adequate amounts of protein, which I've gone through that, and guess what? I experienced a whole lot of hair shed. Yep. Keratin is protein. Keratin is what your hair's made of. Make sure you're giving your body the building blocks it needs to grow the thing. You can take the hair supplements, but if it's missing other key components, it's not like that. That's tough. The other factor that might be really helpful right now, if you have fine, high porosity hair, I would definitely start using a pre-poo oil treatment before you shampoo, just to add a layer of protection to your hair during the washing process. Because when the hair is wet, it is the most fragile. Yep. And adding that pre-poo oil to it is just going to give it some love, give it an extra, I don't know what to call it, but just protect it while you're washing it.
I love that. So good. So good.
What type of hair do you have?
Oh man. You know what? I honestly have gotten so far away from like claiming that I have a specific hair type, because people get so hung up on, well, what is my hair type? What is my hair type? And honestly, your hair type doesn't matter. It's just finding what process and what products work for your hair. I would consider myself to have, I'd say, fine to medium hair, like as far as like the thickness of each strand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What do you call that? The density of the hair? Not density, the
Texture.
texture, like the texture. And then I would say about 3B curl. Some people would say absolutely not. Some people would say that's a 3A. I mean, people get so crazy with it.
Forget
I'm
curl
like,
types. Curl types make me sad.
yeah. But my hair is actually pretty fine. People that meet me in person, they're always like, "Oh my gosh, your hair is so thick. It's so big. It's so luscious." And I'm like, "Just feel it. It's like it feels like air almost. Like it's actually very pretty fine in the texture."
How big is your ponytail? If you were to gather everything into a ponytail, how big is your ponytail?
Oh gosh, it's probably let's see. Can you say probably about that big. It's not very big.
Lower density. Like
Yes.
not crazy high density. You look like you have crazy high density hair.
Yes. And I think it's because of how I style my hair, the products that I use. I get a lot of volume in my hair. But yeah, I mean, if you were to feel my hair, you'd be like, "Oh, your hair's not nearly as thick as it looks."
And is your hair, I know porosity is like such a buzzword, but if you had to guess, what would you think?
I would definitely consider mine to be high porosity.
Okay.
Definitely. And I do feel like, when I was bleaching my hair and all that, of course, my porosity was very high. But even since I've grown all of my hair out, I do still color my hair. I color my grays. This is my actual natural hair color, but I use hair color on my roots to get rid of the grays.
Yes.
So there is some hair color usage, which probably makes it a little more high porosity. But I would just say, I think I just have like anywhere from medium to high. Like my hair, if before I put products on, like I'm constantly re-wetting it throughout my entire styling routine.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I go to the next section, I'm like, oh, great, it's already starting to dry. Like I have to keep dousing it with water.
That's so interesting. Okay. And what is, just 10,000 foot view, what is your current styling routine?
Oh man. Well, I just recorded a routine that I really just started doing about 2 weeks ago, and I've been loving the results. I'm always trying new things. Always trying new things, trying to figure out what does my hair like. And sometimes things will work, and then a month later I'm like, I'm not liking the results anymore. So today what I did, I actually washed this like, I don't know, 2 hours ago. So it's very fresh, which I've got a lot of volume for a fresh wash,
You do.
In my sink, in my bathroom, I literally wet my hair to make sure that it's pretty soaking wet. I squeeze out all the excess. And then with my head flipped upside down, I applied a curl cream to give it the moisture. Rake that all through. I usually like do it in sections and stuff, but I don't have time for it. So I just raked it all through. And then I went in with that was the Madison Reed curl cream.
I haven't tried that yet.
I love it. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's not, curly girl method approved or anything, but it's so good. It works so well for my hair.
Yes.
Then I go in with
silicones. How dare you?
I know. It's crazy. People get crazy about it. And then I go in with the mousse. I went in with the Curl Talk, Not Your Mother's Curl Talk mousse.
Okay.
Use a very generous amount, still with my head flipped upside down. I kind of just pat that all over the hair and start to work that in, scrunch it in. Okay. And then once that's all in, I went in with a tiny bit of the Curl Talk gel. It's the in shower style fixer. It's their really strong hold.
I haven't tried their really strong hold. I haven't been able to find it anymore.
Maybe it's a really strong hold. It's like a level 10. So I only use a little bit, but I use that to just kind of smooth over the outer parts and then scrunch in at the bottom to help hold, because my ends will start to like get wonky. So just to keep the shape. And then I scrunch with my t-shirt towel once I've got all the products in, diffuse, and these were the results. And that is what I've been doing Like the last 3 washes. So the last
So
3
it's
weeks.
kind of a more accelerated routine, it sounds like. You're not finger coiling every strand of hair on your head. You're just kind of raking in a curl cream,
Yep.
glazing on a mousse, patting it on, scrunch, tiny bit of gel, scrunch, plop, micro plop, squeeze out, diffuse. Like
That's
easy
it.
peasy.
That's it. I like easy. I have never been one. I like the results of finger coiling and Denman brush and this kind of brush and that kind of brush. I love it on other people, but I do not have the time. I don't have the time for it.
I feel you. I feel you. Like I want to be that person that puts in that much work. I'm just not.
I can't. I've tried. I'll do it for a video just to say I did it, but I always go back to the easier routine, you know?
Love that.
And I'm like, I mean, I get really good definition already, I feel like, with my curls.
You
So
do.
I don't worry about the whole finger coil. I can't do it. I'm too lazy.
What do you think, Brandi? What is a good way to sleep with curly hair without breakage? I've started to notice hair loss around the front of my face, which I think is due to sleeping and working out in a high pineapple bun.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. If you can try to avoid having your hair up a lot, like if you have it up, really trying to keep it loose so that you're not pulling on your edges. Cause I see that a lot with girls that constantly put their hair back. My daughter, she's got wavy hair and she used to wear her hair down, back in a ponytail all of the time. And she had all of these little baby hairs that were everywhere. And I'm like, it's because you're pulling your hair back too tight.
Yeah.
But to sleep, absolutely silk or satin pillowcase.
Non-negotiable.
Pillowcase if you have the extra change, because it is expensive. But if you can get a satin pillowcase, it will help your hair to not be pulled when you're moving around at night. Obviously, a bonnet. I love, love, love a bonnet.
Ooh.
I don't sleep in one religiously though. Okay. I normally only use the bonnet for day 1 and day 2 curls. Like when they're fresh.
Yeah.
I will usually use it so that my curls don't get disrupted. I feel like after like day 2, once I've reached day 3, my curls are pretty like they're set. And at that point I'm refreshing, adding a little more, like they're not going anywhere.
Okay. What bonnet do you like? I have tried so many and all of them slip off of my head. I have not found one that will stay on.
That is honestly the $1 million question. I just recently, I bought mine off of TikTok Shop, but they have it on Amazon. I have it linked on my Amazon storefront under my curly hair stuff. This is the first one that I have found that doesn't fall off. And it's because you get to tie it as tight as you want it. But I am so finicky. Like if it's squeezing my head, I can't do it because it'll give me a headache. And it's like I have like sensory issues when I go to sleep. I don't want anything touching me. I don't want anything on me, you know.
I feel that.
But this is super soft. They have it in mulberry silk, which is obviously going to be more expensive.
Right.
I have the satin one, which is only $10. That's more my speed. But it works just as good. I really, really love it. And it is the first one that I have found that doesn't fall off my head in the middle of the night.
I love that. Okay. So satin silk pillowcase, satin silk bonnet. For working out, I just had an idea and I haven't tried it myself. So don't quote me on this, but maybe a headband, like one of those stretchy, loose headbands, and then a low ponytail to work out instead of the high pineapple. Maybe, perhaps.
Love that.
You work out all the time. How do you keep your hair up, away? Can't touch us while we're working out, sweating and dying.
I do. I feel like my hair is up more than it's down these days because I stay in fitness clothes and I work out probably 5 days a week pretty much. So my hair, what I have found it to be a little more difficult because my hair has gotten so long now, which I've been on this hair growth journey. So I'm so happy about it. but when I'm working out, it is like, what do I do with it? So
touching me.
I know, it's like I can't stand it when it's touching my neck and I'm sweating. Like I can't do it. What I do, and this is what I've been doing for years, I put it up in a ponytail on top of my head very loosely. I use the elastics that don't have any, any metal, nothing like that. And I normally wrap it around like twice. It's still extremely loose. So like if I'm like flinging my head around, it's going to fall off.
Yeah.
But then I take the Invisibobble. This is like my magic trick. I take my little Invisibobble and I just gather all my curls on top, put that Invisibobble over, and it just like holds it in place.
Okay.
Almost
So you can do some burpees and your hair not fall down.
Yes, exactly. And then if now that my hair's longer, I sometimes will even have to get a few little bobby pins to just kind of like stick in there so that the longer pieces don't start to annoy me.
Yeah.
But that's what I do. Loose ponytail on top. The Invisibobble is like the magic trick. And sometimes I will do like a little, loose little headband just to kind of keep the little baby hairs out of my face. And I find that, if you feel tension when you're pulling your hair up, then there is tension on your hair and you're going to be more prone to breakage.
Gotcha. I love that. That's really good. How often should I get a trim? I am getting a trim now that I have no bleach in my hair every 3 to 4 months. That's about the time that I start to feel the ends catching and velcroing together. When I had my hair highlighted to the heavens, it was every 4 weeks, and that was too long. I should have been getting it every 3 weeks.
Yep.
Yay.
Yeah. I feel that when I was bleaching my hair, like I was all over blonde and my ends were trash. I mean, they were just
crispy.
Fried. They were dyed, fried. It was just so bad. So I would have to get it trimmed a lot. And then of course, once I stopped bleaching it, I just kept trimming until all my hair was nice and healthy again. Now that my hair is in a very healthy state, I would say probably every 4 to 5 months. Wow. And if I will do a little dusting myself.
Okay.
In between. So if I start to feel like a few little snaggles at the bottom, and I know there's a few little, pieces, I just kind of, I don't go crazy. I don't get in there and start, doing all kinds of crazy cutting, but just a little dusting just to get rid of any of the little snags that I can feel. And that's usually enough for me. Also, Lush has my cat just opened up my door. I was like, who is that? Lush has a product that it's like a split end sealer almost. I forget the name of it.
Oh, yeah, split end mender. I've tried that.
Yes, split end mender. It's so good if you are trying to make it to your next appointment and you can't get in, but you feel like you've got a couple little split ends and you don't want to touch them. Split end mender is so good. I use like the tiniest amount and just put it in between my fingers and just whoop, right over the ends, and it literally seals it like magic. It's so good.
I must have used too much. The couple of times I tried it, it made my hair feel real heavy, and like I didn't love it.
Yeah,
I tried it on my daughter's hair too, which may have been a mistake. She's 2, and her hair is refusing to grow, so I'm like trying to baby the ends, right? Like I'm trying to keep them intact. And I used it on her and I was like, oh no, too much, too heavy, too greasy.
Too heavy. Yeah. When I tell you the tiniest little bit, I literally will put like a little dot, emulsify it in between my fingers, and then just take those little hairs just where I need it. I don't do it all over.
I needed you, Brandi. I needed you. Where were you?
You should have asked me.
I should have. Jana asks, my fine hair is dry and frizzy. I use moisturizing conditioner or deep conditioner plus leave-in with aloe vera to provide moisture, but it seems to not be enough. What else can I do?
Well, when I think of dry frizzy, usually that means lack of moisture, right? So moisturizing ingredients. So what I would say is, are you using a curl cream? Like, yes, you're using a good moisturizing conditioner, a deep conditioner, and, a leave-in, but maybe your hair needs a little extra moisture. So curl creams are going to provide that extra moisture. The other thing would be, are you using anything to seal in the moisture? So if you feel like
Ooh.
you've got enough moisture in there when your hair is wet and you've got your products in, but then when it dries, it's dry and it looks dry and frizzy, then you might need to use a gel to kind of seal in and lock in that moisture, and that'll help protect your hair from getting dry and frizzy.
Okay, I love that. Yes. Aloe vera on our skin can make it feel moisturized and good to some extent, especially if you got a sunburn, your skin's dry and tight. You put that aloe vera on there, it feels better. But aloe vera can kind of build up on the hair. It doesn't have a whole lot of hold, and it can make your hair feel dry, seasy, and frizzy. And what I mean by seasy is like that, almost if you bend it, it's going to be crispy, crunchy like straw. I would, if I were you, Jana, and this is only because you have fine hair. You said you had fine hair, so this is why I'm saying this. I would clarify your hair. I think it's possible that you are dealing with some buildup, and that's what's causing this dry, frizzy feeling. When I start to get really frizzy personally, it's because I'm due to clarify, not a lack of moisture in my case. So if adding moisture doesn't solve your problem, it may be time to really clarify with a shampoo that contains a sulfate. Absolutely deep condition afterwards. Use your heat cap if you have one. If you don't, put on maybe a Walmart trash sack. I'm like trying to think of ways that you don't have to run out and buy a plastic shower cap if you don't want to. Like, seriously, just whatever you do, put some plastic on your head and wrap your head up in your terry cloth towel that you kept because you're using it to dry off your body. Trap in that heat as best you can. And if you are only using aloe vera as your styler, I'm going to throw this out there because maybe this is the case. Maybe you're not using a traditional hair gel due to some sensitivities of some sort. I would swap out the aloe for homemade flaxseed gel, like really natural. Go get you some organic flax seeds from the Walmart. I have a video on my channel about how to make flaxseed gel at home. It has more hold than just aloe vera. It doesn't make the hair feel seasy and frizzy. That may be a better option for you. If not, just get some hair gel. We love some hair gel over here. The harder the hold, the better.
That's right.
My curls don't hold after scrunching because of the weight. I've already tried blow drying them while they rest on a table and using hairspray. Any other tips? Okay.
So the weight of what? The weight of your hair or the weight of the products that you're putting in? I would need a little more information, but if you're saying the weight of your hair, then my first recommendation would be maybe you need more layers in your hair.
She updated her question very next comment. Sorry. So the weight of the water is weighing down her hair. So if her hair is super spirally all the way to the root right after she's scrunched in her products, and it's the drying that's making them elongate, like she can't get it dry fast enough, that might be it. That may be what you're saying.
Okay, if that is the case, then I would recommend trying to plop your hair, because maybe it just takes a long time for you to dry your hair, and it's just too time consuming, and you can't physically do that all at once. And so if you're standing like this, the weight of that water is going to pull down your hair. You know what I mean? Gravity's gonna take effect. So I love plopping. I literally plopped every wash day for probably 5 years. I don't do it as often now, but
Okay.
I was a consistent plopper. So I love plopping because one,
Okay.
your hair will begin to dry without you having to, diffuse it. I like to put it all on top of my head. I'll usually like lay my t-shirt towel out, or you can do it on a t-shirt. Pull all your hair forward, put it in the towel, in the t-shirt, wrap your head in it. So that way, this is after you've already scrunched and everything. That way, your curls are sitting on top of your head. They begin to dry. You can go about your business, do whatever you need to do. They're starting to dry in, their curly form. And
That's I like that idea. I feel like that makes more sense. Dry plop, well, I call it dry plopping because there's now so many terms for all
yeah,
the different types of plopping.
I
But
know.
you're saying to like get that t-shirt tied on your head with your hair all the way scrunched up there, and then just let it try. That's another thing to try.
Yes, and this is after all your products are on your
Yeah.
hair. It's like you're ready to diffuse, but instead of diffusing, you're going to plop for, 30, 40. I mean, you can plop for hours if you want, just to save you time diffusing. I used to, because I do have finer hair, I don't have super crazy thick hair. I would plop for the first like 30 minutes. I would plop, do my makeup, come back and diffuse the rest of the way. And that was enough to get the bulk of that water out, because the t-shirt is absorbing all of that extra water, and you're not diffusing as long, and then your hair has already started to dry.
Yeah.
And you're going to get rid of that weight, from the water.
Also, I hate to break it to you. Esme. I hope I'm saying your name right. Sometimes curls just don't start until they're further down. Sometimes that's just a normal curl pattern. Welcome to my club. Let's be friends. You can do all that you possibly can, but if you have a looser curl pattern, perhaps your roots are really silky, there's just going to be some elongation that happens at the roots sometimes, no matter how hard you try. It is what it is.
So true.
Carla T, I'm going to be traveling abroad and I'm scared to take my diffuser. Is there any recommendations for a universal hair diffuser that might work with hotel dryers?
A universal diffuser. So are you taking your dryer? Do you have a dryer that works for traveling abroad? The one that I got, I believe it is a L'Oreal blow dryer. Is it L'Oreal? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. I literally just bought it a month ago. I just went to Europe, and it is a universal blow dryer, and it came with a diffuser. So if you already have a blow dryer, then I'm sure you can find a universal diffuser pretty easily.
Sorry, Brandi, I didn't mean to throw that up
No,
there
you're
while you were talking. I am so sorry.
You're fine.
I did
I
a quick.
actually have that one. And it works great.
I've tried this one. It is pretty universal because it's pretty stretchy and it fits on a lot of different dryers. So if you are using the hotel dryer, this could work. I don't love these because they collapse on me.
I know
while I'm
they do
diffusing.
collapse.
But if you're
in the middle of
something
you
in a pinch, if you're needing something in a pinch, this is an option. Sorry, Brandi, I did not mean to do that. I'm
You're
still
fine.
getting accustomed to StreamYard, which is the streaming software we're using. So anyway, sorry.
You're fine.
This is MZ again. I lost all my I can read. I can't do it. I almost lost my curls due to medication. I don't know if there's any effects of T cells on hair texture or hair growth. My hair changed a lot. I'm really unhappy with my hair. I'm sorry you feel that way. I understand. When I was pregnant with our daughter, I was so happy because our daughter was coming, but I lost all my curls and my hair was really frustrating while pregnant. I feel you. If it helps at all, and it was due to a medication, it's a season. This season will pass. just give yourself some grace. Take a deep breath. Maybe put your hair in timeout in a bun for a few months. I'm not kidding. That's what I did. It does not destroy your hair. You'll get through this.
Yep. That's such great advice. And honestly, I just want you to know that no matter what, I know a lot of medications can affect things, hormones can affect how your hair, just changes in the hair in general. Age, your hair changes as you age. Every 7 years it can change. You're beautiful no matter what. You are so beautiful no matter what. I don't care what it looks like. We are not defined by our hair. So even though you might be unhappy, there are so many other things that I want you to focus on that do make you happy.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, where's the button? Where'd it go? There we go. I found it. Brandi, this was an absolute pleasure and a joy to get to sit down with you and go through these questions. This was so much fun. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. Listen, this is my first YouTube live, so I'm learning.
10 years and it's your first one? Come on, these are fun.
10 years later, and I'm still learning things on YouTube.
To be fair, they keep changing things, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're never an expert because they're always changing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I can barely keep up, but oh well. Well, thank you again. Guys, it was so great hanging out with each and every single one of y'all. I am so honored that y'all are doing this with me on Fridays. And thank you again, Brandi, for coming. As always, I sure hope y'all are having an absolutely fantastic day. And I will see y'all next Friday. Bye.
Bye-bye.